Hello, everyone. My name is Alan Morrison. Thanks for joining. I'm an associate broker with Royal LePage Premier Real Estate, located here in St. Albert. Today, I'm with Nicole Skiba.
Yes.
She's CEO and co-founder of Eazy Downsizing, and I think this is something I'm really excited to learn about because I think it's a service people need to be aware of because it's a much needed service. So, thanks for joining.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
That's awesome. So I thought maybe we could start by just describing your business, just a high level overview of what your business is about and share with people.
Yeah, well, we work with seniors and or older adults. I actually prefer the word older adults now. We work with older adults to help them to downsize, move, and settle into their new home. Most of our clients are between the ages, I'd say, of 80 and 95.
Oh.
And some of them have, that a move is always a huge endeavor to take on, right? Anybody knows that. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah.
Now, try doing that if you're using a walker or if you have a little bit of dementia, or if you have trouble seeing. I had one client who we moved this summer. She had to use a magnifying glass to see letters that were like half an inch tall.
Wow.
And so, and we helped her move. And, but it's every situation we walk into is completely different. Every person's different. Everybody has their story. And really what happens is my clients ended up in a place where they love their home. They don't want to move in their home, but they know that they need to move because eventually they're going to get stuck. And at that present time, it's very overwhelming to them, and they know they need to move to a place that is easier for them to live, and so they can enjoy life again.
Yeah.
Like moving to a retirement community.
Yeah.
For example, here in St. Albert is where, a lot of my clients do, and they get there and they have somebody always watching over them. They have their meals that they can, that are made for them. They have, somebody knocks on their door once a day just to make sure they're okay. We all want these people. My clients have lived life, right, and they have enjoyed their life, and they've given back, right. Now this, I work in an area. Easy Peazy Downsizing works to help people move and resettle, but we give them so much more than that. Even they become our friends, and we help them readjust. And they're happy again, right? They go from a very overwhelming situation to being very happy.
Yeah.
So.
And it's really interesting. I mean, even in my industry, but even my past with my parents, and going through that process of not aware of the challenges that they are until you're there, right? And realizing that this is a bigger ordeal. We might find it easy, but certain individuals have to overcome certain obstacles that we sometimes don't give a lot of thought of. So. I think it's a very valuable service because, I watched my dad even and how he struggled to leave his house and that emotional attachment of what he built, and realizing that there's options and better options at times sometimes, right? So having this to help guide that process really makes that process, smoother, using the word process.
Well, and we help get them their houses ready for sale too, because don't forget, their houses offer a lot of value back to them to carry them through their years yet, right? And so getting their house ready for sale and getting it to the point where they can get some money back from it, and because they can't do that themselves, right? So it's a matter of getting their house ready to show and ready for sale, and that's from the outside in, right? So
yeah. And I think that leads to my next question, where I wanted to know, what else does your business offer? And I think that leads to what other businesses do you incorporate to help assist this process, or is this all just solo on your own, or do you incorporate other businesses?
No, definitely. That's part of our businesses. We have a good network of other businesses that we refer to help get this all done. And the thing is when I refer other businesses, I want to make sure I can trust them, because we're dealing with people that are a little bit more vulnerable. And so I have to know that not only will they do the work and do it well, but that I can trust them to be around my clients. Almost always I'm there when the service person is there. But like sometimes, for example, a landscaper will be there. And I want to know that landscaper I can trust them to do the work, and they will do their work. They will respect the client, and yeah.
Give the same service and professionalism that you offer, the same care.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. That's well said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so there's landscapers, and then there's junk removers, and then there's house cleaners, and then there's resellers, and so and more. Today I was actually on a call to a piano moving company.
Oh.
That because I have to get a piano out of a client's basement, and it's like, and this is a service I've used a few times as well, and boy, the way they can move a piano out of the house is amazing.
Well,
it's an art.
I would not recommend anybody move a piano on their own. Leave it to the professionals.
That's
right.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
These businesses, so like really, you're offering an all-in-one type thing. You're coming in, you're evaluating, you're help prepping a home for a move, cleaning, landscaping, staging. Is that something you do too, staging, or is that more just decluttering?
It's we have staged a bit. I've worked more with the realtors in helping to stage. I don't stage by myself. It's kind of like a combination thing. We're very involved in removing everything that shouldn't be there, and removing any furniture that had its day, and so by the time we remove all the stuff that shouldn't be there, what's left is actually nicer looking stuff, right? Yeah. And so resetting things up, and so that it looks good is something we will do. Again, I often work in conjunction with the realtor. But the other thing is I do work with staging companies as well if we need to actually bring in new furniture and we need to do a whole new reset up kind of thing. Yeah. So we've done both. I've worked it kind of in the end it's services that are offered to the client, and the client we don't take over for the client. The client is very involved with what's going on, but I also like to tag team with the realtor.
Yeah.
That's really important. And a lot of realtors, of course, have their stagers as well.
Yes, they do, yeah.
And so it's, I really, again, I really try to work with the realtors and see where their minds are at, because they are really the specialists in selling the home, right? I'm just almost assisting the realtor in a way.
Okay, so when it comes to staging, but I guess another question that popped in my head while we're talking here is, say I have a parent and I think, okay, in about 5 years, we're going to have this parent move. So you would offer a service, come in and actually help declutter earlier in the process, and so that by the time we get to that time frame of wanting to put maybe it up to sale, relocate the parents, we're already ahead of the game, right? So you can be very proactive in that process.
Well, that's right. And actually another client that I'm working right now, we're doing just that. She's not ready to move, and it's kind of like that. She can see in 3 or 4 years that she'll be ready to move, but all the stuff that she has is really weighing on her, and she's like, just in case, I just want to deal with this stuff now. I'm not ready to move, but I just want to deal with all this stuff I don't need. Yeah. And then when the day comes that I'm ready to move, it'll be easier. Yeah. And it's so true. Yeah. That's exactly what it's like. And it's and it's a great way to deal with a client too, because you're dealing with them when they're not feeling stressed. I find the more weight you can take off their shoulders and the less stressful there's a couple things. Number one is you want your client, at least we want our clients to have lots of confidence.
Yeah.
The reason why is because they make lots of good decisions when they're confident. So when we go in there, we don't make the decisions for them, we help them make their decisions. We give them guidelines and we just make it really, really easy. And then we do all the physical work. We take all the stuff out, right?
Yeah.
But when they know they're in control and they're not stressed, they make such good decisions.
Well, and it's their environment. They know what they want, and they
right.
don't want it to be their fear of losing control almost, right?
Yeah.
So they still have that control. You're assisting in the process and taking away those barriers and stresses. And
That's right.
awesome, yeah. So, and you do have 2 staff members, correct, or more? 4 staff members now.
4 staff members.
And they're called move coordinators. Is that correct? Or
I have 2 move managers,
Yeah.
Nancy and Lindsay, and I'm a move manager as well.
Yeah.
We all 3 work with clients, and we all 3 lead clients.
Yeah.
But then we have a couple assistants as well.
Yeah.
But I will also assist my move managers, and they'll assist me. Like it kind of depends. You know, the reason why there's 5 of us is not because 24/7 we're working. That's not what it is. What it is everybody has a schedule, and I always have to have a pair working with a client throughout the process. And then maybe and don't forget, moving is a lot of work for us too.
Yeah.
So you can get burnt out if you overdo it.
Yeah.
And so you have to, it's kind of like a shuffle always. Okay, you worked with these clients, now you're going to work with these clients, and then, you know, that person isn't available, so I have another person to pull in. So it's kind of a shuffle constantly of people. But our goal is always to have the same move manager throughout the process.
Yes.
Assistants may change just a little bit, but the move manager stays, so she knows always what's going on right from day one to until the work is completely done.
Yeah, which is really good. And I mean, it is teamwork, and like any job, you can overdo yourself in the sense of burnout and stuff. So it's really important to have a team around you that can get the job done, right? So I think that's great. So what do customers love about your business? Like, you've had some customers, you've been in business since 2013, if I remember correctly, or is that correct?
Not quite that long.
Okay.
Not quite that long. I actually was inspired in 2011 to open up the business.
Gotcha.
So there, and then slowly it was, Anyways, we opened after that. What was your question again? Sorry?
Is what do customers love most about your business?
What do they love most about our business? They love to see the transition happen.
Yeah.
They love to see that. They love to see, because they're so involved in the decision making.
Yeah.
They see what is going on. They see that the stuff they love is not going away, because they get to keep that. Nobody's touching that, but they love that everything that they need to move is all of a sudden gone, and it's off their shoulders.
Yeah.
I think the second thing they like is we do love to talk to our clients, right? Like, we become friends with our clients.
Yeah.
It is it's the best part of the job.
It's almost the relationship is what I'm hearing about, and versus the actual technical or the processes behind. It's the relationship and watching it. I mean, obviously the processes and what you do is very important, but number one is that relationship.
It is. It is definitely number one, because when you go into people's houses and you work with their stuff, you need to have a rapport, and that rapport is developed right at the beginning, and then you need to enhance that. It becomes a friendship, because you know what? There's a lot of important stuff that they have that's valuable to them, and they love to share those stories.
Yes.
And we love, and it's, I think that's one reason why I love doing what I love doing, and I think my staff feels the same way, because we're all kind of that compassionate people. We have that characteristic, but we like to listen and learn
Yeah.
from others. Like we all have that same those same things in common, and it's so interesting because you learn so much about them and who they are and what they did in their career and who their adult children are and how they like to spend their time, and it it is it is amazing. It is amazing. I've met some amazing people.
I can only imagine. I mean, there's so many life experiences there, and one of the things I was going to ask you, and you're kind of leading into it, is what motivates you, what drives you with this business, and it sounds like that's the relationship side of it.
Yeah, it's definitely well, and the thing is when you develop a friendship, you want to make sure they're always happy.
Yes.
It's just like having a friend. You just want to you want to
Yeah.
make that relationship prosper, right?
Yeah.
And it yeah, it's I have one of my clients right now. Actually, she's not my client anymore. She was my client for about we were working on and off with her for about 2 months, and we finally got her settled into her new place, and the reason why she had to move is because she needed knee surgery, and she wanted to get to the retirement community before she had the surgery, so when she was in recovery that she had the most amount of support around her, because she doesn't have a lot of family.
Yeah.
And the family she does have is you know, they have a hard time getting out of their homes.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And so it so anyways, she wanted to move, and I told her, I said to her, when you get your surgery date, please let me know. Like I want to know what your date's gonna be. And so sure enough, she called me yesterday and she's like, my surgery's coming up, this is the date. And I'm like, okay, good to know. Like she left a message. I didn't get a chance to call her back yet.
Yeah.
But I said to my one of my move managers, to Nancy, I said, we're gonna go there, we're gonna give her flowers, we're gonna, you know, have a cup of tea with her and you know, cheer her up after her surgery, see how everything went. And I said, you know, of course, you know, we'll have to give her a little time to recover.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we want to be there to just say, we're glad you made it.
Yeah, and you're there for that support through that process as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing, and you know, you have a lot of passion and drive for this. You can tell, and I mean that goes a long ways, and obviously probably a lot of satisfied customers because of that. So one thing I wanted to ask you was, what do you like most about St. Albert?
Oh, we were talking a little bit earlier, and there's a lot of things I like about St. Albert. I had mentioned to you my husband is from Poland.
Yeah.
And we go back and forth to Europe. I've been back and forth to Europe a few times since I've been married. And and what St. Albert reminds me is specific, and even more specific around this area, the St. Joseph, St. Thomas area, is that it is so quaint.
Yeah.
It is so quaint. It reminds me so much of Europe.
Yeah.
It has quaint little shops, but it's also very cultural.
Yeah.
And that is just so sweet. And I love just going to the coffee shops or whatever. I love the farmers market too.
Yes.
I was just at the Arden Theater just a few days ago. I was there for a brain symposium.
Yeah.
That was put on by the St. Albert Seniors Association, and then the there's lots of really cute little coffee shops and bakeries, Italian bakery, the big Italian bakery that's here. I love that stuff. I love it.
So do you have a favorite place in St. Albert? It doesn't even have to be downtown, but do you have a favorite place in St. Albert?
I would say the farmers market is one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
You know, I love the stroll and stopping at the different tables and stuff. But I like everything.
Yeah,
So-
St. Albert, I love it. Yeah, and I think St. Albert's a hidden little gem, and I don't know a lot of people know about the downtown core of St. Albert, but there's a lot of neat aspects about St. Albert, and it just keeps growing, and which is fantastic to see. But what do you do besides work? What do you do to outside of this, or does work consume you?
It does, but I try to get together with friends. I do a bit of golf. I'm not a huge golfer, but I do a bit of golf and pickleball.
Yep.
I'm actually in a pickleball league.
Yeah.
Though work is always priority, so I
Yeah.
don't get out as much as I'd love to. I was just playing pickleball actually on the weekend. Introduced my husband and to the sport. He actually loved it. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was two couples, me and my husband and another couple playing, and I love to. We love to travel. I was just, excuse me, this past spring, I was in Italy.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to go to Rome, and I got a chance to go to Pompeii. I love to go see the ruins.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you ever been to Pompeii by chance?
Not Pompeii, but I've been to Italy and
Yeah.
the Czech Republic and Switzerland. So I understand and especially Italy, like it's incredible.
Well, in Pompeii too, it's a must see.
Yeah.
It is, because the ruins go back to
Probably hundreds.
BC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
BC time,
Yeah.
before Christ times, and there is so much there to see. Like you can see the outlines of the restaurants. You can see the plumbing that they had in terms of how water was diverted and all that kind of stuff. You can see one of the very last things we saw when we were in Pompeii is, and they have I think if I remember correctly, they have it all covered with glass. So this part, and what it is there's 3 or 4 people there, and they're sort of, there's a mother cradling a child in a kind of in a cradled position, and there's others, 3 or 4 people all in that cradled position. And you can imagine the reason why Pompeii, it of course was the ashes and the gases from the volcano that were coming down.
Right.
You can imagine the people just cradling themselves, trying to protect themselves.
Right.
And you can see it. You can see these bodies under this glass, and they're all covered. Of course, they're all preserved and covered, but it is, Pompeii was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And it's neat to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really, really neat. But
Well,
I mean, I
you love traveling, obviously.
traveling,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and I believe you love dogs too.
Yeah. We walk
talked
our
about
dog.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love my dog. We walk our dog lots.
Yeah.
And he's
There's another friend, right?
well, and what's really neat is again, his name is Mishu.
Yeah.
And he's actually a pause dog at McEwen University.
Yeah.
So my daughter takes him to McEwen, and both my daughters are kind of involved, but they take him to McEwen University, and he walks around campus just to for the mental health of all the other students, just to create a calming effect.
100%.
And it's really neat that he. So yesterday, people were asking me, because I had some people over at my place, and they were asking, "Well, where's Mishu?" I said, "Oh, he's working today." So he was at McEwen doing his job.
Well, that's fabulous, and we all know dogs have that impact on people, right?
Yeah.
So hence why I've got 3. But
Yeah.
So, what is the best way for customers to get a hold of you? If someone wants your services, or a professional is looking to reach out to someone like yourself, how would they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
The best way is to call me.
Okay.
Always best to call. Sometimes if I'm unavailable, because I don't answer my phone if I'm with a client.
Correct.
Because I want to give that client my full focus.
Yeah.
Full attention. but people can call me and I can always return the call. It's my phone number is 587-598-6123.
Right.
So,
And they can find that on the website too if they look up Easy Peasy Downsizing.
yes, Eazy Peazy Downsizing.ca.
Yeah.
Easy is with a Z.
That's correct.
E-A-Z-Y.
Yeah. And we'll have that in the notes too.
That's
as well.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can and click in and get to that site. So yeah, and I just want to thank you for sitting down, and I mean I think Easy Peasy is great here in St. Albert, and I know you service other areas and you move outside the Edmonton area, and what a valuable service, and with your passion, like how can people not take advantage of it? So I really recommend, and I really appreciate you sitting down and having the interview today.
Thank you very much. This has been an honor.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Thank you. And to the rest of you, thanks for joining. Again, I'm Alan Morrison with Royal LePage Premier Real Estate. We're located here in St. Albert. And if you want an interview like this, or you have any real estate needs, please don't hesitate to reach out. And always shop local and support local, and all the best. Thank you.